Hey everyone, AC here. Well, welcome to my channel. It's my very first video, and today I'm doing a speed build for everybody. I decided for my first video to do something that I'm very comfortable with, something that I tend to do very often in this game, pretty much every time, which is like a small kind of country cottage kind of feel. It's my general style. I love just the pretty white trims and all the cushy furniture and everything like that. So as you can see here, I've built just a simple 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and I'm trying to figure out how to get that porch the way I want it to, because who wants just a 1 tile stair? But I couldn't really find, a 2 tile door that I liked. So I went with this pretty barn one with a nice pretty window and just expanded the stairs. Some of these windows stay, some of them don't. I do really like the 3 tile, big windows, but I think the 2 by the door don't stay, and then the ones where I've put the bathroom's actually going to move at some point in this, so those don't really stay either. Now I'm working on the roof, and as you'll see in a minute, I accidentally rotate the roof, and that's actually going to happen with the living room a couple of times, because I actually work on a Mac laptop at this point, and I have a hard time clicking the right buttons and remembering I can't click the rotate button to rotate the camera while I have a roof selected or a room selected, because I typically, as you can see at the top, I forgot to turn the camera part off. I usually work in Sims 4 camera, just because being on a laptop, it's easier for me to click and drag. Eventually, I'm hoping, if this, venture takes off, to save up and get an actual, like a gaming PC of some kind. And then, it'll be a little bit different. I think it'll be a little bit easier. But for now, we just work off the Mac laptop. So, I have a couple other constraints. As you can see, my edges aren't super smooth. In a future video, I might actually show you guys what happens when I turn edge smoothing on any higher than low. My computer completely freaks out. Actually, right now I want to talk about the porch. I don't particularly like that I left the 2 outsides uncovered, but I think when the porch did cover it, it touched the roof over the window, and I didn't really like how that looked either. And I did want to put some chairs and things on the porch, so it's just going to be that way. If you want to change it, feel free to download it off the gallery and edit it and tweet me. I'd love to see what you guys do with this. Working on landscaping now. It's not my strong suit. Landscaping is one of those things that I really want to work with. For instance, rocks. This is like the first time I've ever used them. Sorry if you hear that in the background. I have a dog and 3 cats actually, and my dog and one of my cats, they like to play all the time. So if you hear that growling, that's just Delilah and Captain having their morning playtime. Okay, back to the build. I've been working on improving my landscaping. I've been watching Sims videos on YouTube for probably over a year now, and I haven't really played The Sims 4 a lot. I've been playing Sims since I was in the 6th grade and the first one came out. But 4, it's been more of a hobby to me. It's a game that I love, and I love to play it, but I have some issues with it, and I think it's probably because I play it on a laptop. All my other Sims games I played on desktops. But so I'm still working on getting the controls and building the way I want to. I used to build all the time in Sims 1 and 2, and I loved it. But landscaping still, no matter what, has never been my strong suit. So I've been trying to take tips from the other YouTubers that I've been watching to improve it, with dirt around the edges of the bushes and trees, which I realize I forget to do in the backyard. I think I only did it in the front yard. I got distracted with everything else, because I get really into trying to do the furnishing and figuring out the personality of the house and learning the tips, especially with move objects on, which I highly recommend, how to get things on counters and shelves that wouldn't normally go there. So in the backyard right now, I thought about hedging it, but then it all just looked really, really bulky and not kind of a country feel. It had more of like an estate feel to me. So I went with the simple white fence that matches what's on the porches. And then I just made a little seating area, and the bushes, I think that's the amaryllis I went with. I really liked the pop of the pink and how it went with the lighter pink on the hedges. And so I just did a cute little seating area. I think I do add a bird bath in a minute. But I really like how the backyard came out. It's really kind of cute. You know, a gnome. Everybody needs a garden gnome. And a grill, and then a nice seating place to eat all those hamburgers and hot dogs. Of course, you can change it. You can add a pool. I thought about a pool, but I built this on, I think it was a 20 by 15 lot. And with the size of the house, a pool just didn't make sense. It would have had to have been very, very tiny and oddly proportioned to the house, I think. And of course, the bicycle. So I haven't actually played the university pack yet. I've had it, but I have not had a chance to play The Sims in quite a while, for more than a minute or two, just checking things. I have been doing a 100 baby challenge for quite a while on my own, which I've taken weeks off at a time doing. And I hope to, at some point, do another one for you guys, kind of using some of the things that I learned with the one that I'm doing privately. And see here the chairs that I wanted to add. And I figured the other half of the porch could be somewhere good for an easel, or not really a chess table. It's kind of too small for a chess table, but some kind of skill building activity, whichever your sim is interested in. And in the back, I wanted to light it up a little bit. I'm not super happy with the lighting. I like it. I think it's very pretty when it's done, but I think it's because I stuck with the fence proportions that I had, and I think that if I moved that outside, that left side in one, the whole back would have at least been covered. It wouldn't have reached all the way to that cutout of the house on the left side, but I think that it would have been a little bit more proportional. At least it would have reached the edges of the fences. I mean, I still like it. I would have changed it if I'd thought about it. And of course, there's a couple mistakes in here that I noticed. Just some things I didn't do, some things I wish I would have done differently, but I think that's everybody. Everybody has regrets. And here you see I moved the location of the bathroom because it was a bedroom entry. And even if it's just a single person or just a young couple living in this house, of course you're going to have friends come over, and you don't necessarily want them coming through your bedroom to get to the bathroom. And as you can see, there was the first of the living room kitchen switches. I will get the hang of these controls, hopefully. It's easier when I work on a desktop, but I also have a Mac desktop, which is unfortunately not powerful enough to handle really The Sims. It's very laggy, very choppy, which is why hopefully one day I'll have a nice gaming PC that I can record for you guys, because I do wish I could have the higher graphics quality. Now I do have it on high, I believe, but you can always see if I turn or move a certain way, things kind of pixelate, I guess, kind of change in just a lower quality. And here you're going to see the fun time I had trying to put the wallpaper in this room. It does change a couple of times because I went with these gray countertops, and I didn't, the brown wainscoting stayed for quite a while, but I didn't really like the way that the brown and the gray went together. I think that it would have been better if I'd had like a pure white kitchen or a kitchen with brown cabinets. But having the gray kitchen, it didn't really mesh with the brown wainscoting. Just a neutral wallpaper in the bedroom. And then I went with a brown hardwood that does change because it goes with the wainscoting, and if the wainscoting's gone, floor gotta change. And then a classic black and white bathroom. The cabinets in The Sims I have a little bit of an issue with, just because the open cabinets, the pretty ones that have the dishes that you can see, they're only on the ends. I would like to intersperse them, honestly, and I just kind of wish we had a few more options with that. And so unfortunately I didn't get to use one in this build just because of where I have the door placement, and I wanted a range over the stove, and you can't really have a range coming out of an open cabinet. And I think now I change it to the gray wainscoting. That doesn't stay either. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to do here is just make awesome builds for you guys and stretch myself, because I tend to do this same build every time. It's a very similar shape. It's very similar style. It uses basically everything from the Parenthood pack, which is my favorite pack. It's basically like they took my style and just plopped it into a pack. And so I tend to stay in a very comfortable range when I build in The Sims. And even then when I play The Sims, it's the same person. She looks the same. She acts the same. She likes the same things. And she does the same things. So what I'm hoping to do with this is honestly stretch my boundaries. Figure out how to do things that I don't normally do. Modern builds. That is a huge weakness with me. And so I definitely want to do a modern build next and try to figure out if I'm good at it or practice to be better at it, to do something that I'm not normally in my comfort zone doing. So now I'm working on the living room, and I like the pale blue color. It kind of gets a little granny-ish, I think, but that's kind of my style. A lot of my furniture that I actually have in my actual house is very cushy, very soft, very plush. The kind of furniture that you sink into and never want to get out of. And I love it. It's great. And so I kind of did that with this Sim. This was very much a comfort build. This is very much if I was a Sim, this is where I would live. Now I didn't end up adding any pet stuff in this build, but there's definitely enough places I think you could put something. There's that wall right there next to the bathroom door would be a perfect spot for a toy box and a food bowl, and things like that. And then I think the corner in the bedroom ends up being a good spot for like a small dog bed next to the bed, but I don't think you could fit a big one in there. Small dogs only, just like my dog. I have a little Chiweenie mix. So now I'm just trying to work on a little bit of decorating in the kitchen and the dining room, which I do love to decorate. I didn't do a lot of decorating because it's a small kitchen, but I do try to use the move objects to make it a little bit more realistic, because some of the snap spots on the tiles, they just don't make a lot of sense. It's like they don't recognize that another object is there, and so you can't really work around them, so you have to move the cabinet out and put them there yourself, you holding the Alt key, and then you can put the cabinet back and it stays exactly where you want it to stay. I think, what was I looking for now? Oh yeah, I was looking for the thing on the back, that thing right there with the dried herbs and things like that. And I'm going to put a rug in the kitchen, in the living room. It is a little bit narrow, but I think that it works. And there's not a coffee table because it is a smaller living room space, because it is just made for a single person or maybe a young couple. This is not meant to be a family home with a lot of room to spread out. This sunflower painting, I can't decide if I really enjoy it or not because of the turquoisey feel, which I love turquoise. I love the painting. I'm just not sure how it works in the room. I think the white petals are what drew me to it, but I'm not so sure about the background. Now I stuck with this bed for quite a while, but it does change. I think I went and fiddled with colors, and it all ended up looking way too grayscale. Not even monochromatic, straight up grayscale. And so the bed had to change. Just because it started with a rug. There wasn't a rug I could find that I liked, and then I found a rug that I liked and it didn't go to the bed. And we ended up just doing the room around the rug, because of course that's what everyone does. But yeah, I enjoyed doing this little build. It took a little bit longer than I expected. It was about an hour and 20 minutes to do this one, but I think that's worth it. I actually, while I was at my parents' house for Christmas, I did a test build that was very similar to this, but not exactly the same. And that took me about 20 minutes. But that was literally not even putting up wallpaper and floors. That was just slapping it together just to see how it would work on the laptop. There they go again. And so I think what I think I need to do, especially when doing modern builds and bigger builds, is really work off floor plans. So I think what I'm going to do is start trying to gather some floor plan images, which I've seen a lot of other YouTubers doing lately, is actually making houses based off of various floor plans that you find on Google or Pinterest or something like that. And I think that would help me a lot. What I actually used to do, I guess it was in high school, I would have friends draw me houses, draw out like little blueprint sketches, and I would make their house in The Sims. And it could be for anything, a story they were writing or just whatever. And then I would take screenshots and email it to them, and they're like, oh, it looks so great. And so that's something I really like working off of, is actually having a plan. And then of course you can always alter it and make it your own. Another thing I really want to do, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, probably sooner rather than later, is do a self-sim Let's Play. Just because I think that would be a really easy way to get into, doing the live recording, not doing all the not editing the video and then doing the voiceover, doing it all at one time. So I would have to choose between my dog and any of my 3 cats to add to my self-sim, because of course she's going to have a pet, but I am not having self-sim with 4 animals. That would be chaos. So I'll have to draw names, or you guys can let me know what you would like to see. I have 3 cats. I have Captain, who's an orange tabby. I have Aspen, who is white, and I have Gracie, who is a tortoiseshell. And then of course I have my puppy Delilah, who is a red Dachshund Chihuahua mix, and very, very feisty. So let me know. Comment on this video or send me a tweet. It's at ACSimming, same as my YouTube name. Let me know what you would like to see. If you would like to see me wrangle a cat or a dog, and which cat, if that's what you choose. And I think what I'm probably going to do with that is actually build my own house. I do have a very small house, which I think that increases the chaos from the animals. But I'll probably do my self-sim and build my house and do some kind of a dream career. Not the actual career that I have. I am essentially a paralegal, which is perfectly fine, and I do enjoy my job. But Sims is about fantasy, and I want to have my self-sim do something exciting. Maybe an astronaut. Who knows? Here in the bathroom, I really wanted to put a rug in front of the toilet, but it didn't really work out. That rug is actually the perfect size. The cats and dogs rugs are great size, but I wish they had pictures other than cats and dogs. So here are some screenshots of the build. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!